Okay, so tonight I'm going to be grilling up these Delmonico steaks. They look just delicious, and I'm just going to cook these with a little bit of sea salt and black pepper and some olive oil. So I'm going to go out and heat my grill up. We'll get these things prepped up and ready to go while it's heating. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just fired up the grill here, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this heat up for a couple minutes. And while it's heating, I'm going to use my handy dandy grill cleaner here. Just scrape this down a little bit, get it ready to cook. Okay, and then I'm going to spray some cooking spray on here and let it heat up for a minute. We'll go back in and get these steaks prepped. Okay, so my grill's outside heating up, and I just got some extra virgin olive oil here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this onto the steaks a little bit, just to give them something to keep them from sticking to the grill, and put a little salt and pepper on there. Okay, so I got a little bit of olive oil on here. Just going to brush that around a little bit, make sure it's evenly coated. And just want to make sure it doesn't stick to the grill, like I said earlier. And then I'm just going to take and grind a little bit of salt and pepper on here, just to give it some flavoring. And I'm just using sea salt grinder here, and same thing with the black pepper grinder. So I'm going to put this camera down for a second and get these seasoned up. Okay, so here the steaks are with a little bit of salt and pepper on them, ready for the grill. And it should be up to temperature out there, so I'm going to go take them outside and get them on. Okay, so here we are, get the steaks outside. Barbecue grill's all heated up, and I'm going to be using my searing burner for this. So I've got my searing turned on, and I'm just going to spray this down with a little bit of grilling spray. And this could catch on fire pretty easily, so make sure that you're kind of standing back, not getting yourself hurt. And we just want to put that on there so that the bottom part of this doesn't stick. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just take one of these nice little steaks here and throw it right on the searing burner rather. Do the same thing with this other one. I'm going to let these sit here and cook like that for about 2.5 to 3 minutes. And then I'm just going to rotate them about 90 degrees, maybe 45 degrees, just to get a crosshair section of grilling marks on it. And then after they cook for about 5 minutes or so, I'll flip them over and cook them for another 2.5 to 5 minutes on that side. And then I'm going to move them to lower heat to finish them off until they come up to temperature. So I'll be right back. Okay, so these steaks have been on here for just a couple of minutes. You can see, if you look across the bottom here, it might be difficult here in the light, but you can see how that steak is already starting to turn brown on the bottom from where it's getting cooked. The one in the back here. I'm just going to lift that up a little bit and make sure. See how it's looking? Looking pretty good. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to spin these a little bit. And I literally just mean like taking them and turning them to a slightly different angle. And I'm going to close this lid back down, let them sit for another 2.5 to 3 minutes on this side. My grill is really running somewhere between like 400 and 500 degrees. So of course when I open it, it cools down pretty quick, but when it's closed it'll get up to around 500. And I've got that searing burner on. The rest of the burners are on, but they're basically on just to keep the internal temperature of the grill up. So I'm going to move the steak to those in just a minute. Okay, so these steaks have had a couple more minutes on the same side that they were cooking earlier. And all I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and flip these over. And you can see that they've got a real nice grilling section on there. So I'm going to let them sit on this side for just a couple minutes to sear the flavor. Using the searing burner with high heat, it actually cooks the meat so quick that it doesn't let the juice out of it. And so another couple minutes on this side, and then we'll move them to lower heat. Okay, so my steaks are outside cooking, and while they're outside cooking, I decided I was going to run in here real quick. I only have a couple of minutes to do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash this plate down. So I don't ever put cooked meat back onto what raw meat used to sit on. So I'm going to go ahead and cleanse this plate and get back out there pretty quick. Okay, so I just opened this back up. These have been in here for a couple minutes now. I'm going to flip them over one more time, but I'm going to move them over to the other burner. And I just wanted to check them. So put them back on the same side that they were cooking on earlier. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the searing burner off, And I'm going to cut these other two burners down to about medium, maybe even low. I'm going to turn the other two off and basically just let these sit in here and come up to temperature. Okay, so what I have here is this handy little steak button that I picked up at the Acme or somewhere for a couple $. That shows you what your different steak temperatures are. So I'm going to put this into the steak and just see what kind of temperature we have on these. It's starting to come up. Internal temperature of meat is the easiest way to tell whether or not it's done, believe it or not. So that's like halfway up in the medium zone. I'm going to check this other one, see where it's at. And that one's in basically the same spot. So I'm just going to turn these burners off all the way, close this grill, and just let that thing sit there and bake for just a couple minutes with the remaining heat that's in the box here. So it's coming down around 300 degrees pretty fast. And we'll let it sit for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so these steaks have been sitting out here for a couple more minutes, getting heated up, and you can see where the temperature of these have come up to medium. And so I'm going to go ahead and take them off of here and cut them up and see what we got. Okay, so I brought these back in, let them set for a couple minutes, and then I just cut them open. I just want to show you what kind of internal look you got here. These are definitely medium. So, if that's still too rare for you, a real quick thing you can do here is just throw these in the microwave for like 30 seconds or whatever, just finish them off. But that's the way I like my steak, so I'm going to go ahead and heat them up. And thanks for watching, and as always, happy grilling.